this morning. Welcome to a Why Julian Sayin was chosen to start the season for Ohio State against Texas edition of the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor if you don't mind, everybody, and smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We are only 80 subscribers away from 4,500. Make sure you're one of those 80 if you are not already. Ring the bell. Get notified every time we go live, which we do quite often in the evenings or whenever we drop new content like this video right here. So Ryan Day held his press conference yesterday in which right off the bat, he said, I ain't going to talk about the ruling that came down Friday. And number two, Julian Sayin, your starting quarterback. So two things we all expected. He was not going to say anything about the cheaters up north, number one. And number two, Julian Sayin indeed is your starting quarterback. If you were holding out hope for Lincoln Keenholz, I'm not really sure why. All signs were pointing to Julian Sayin all off season long, even at the end of last year, just based off the comments that the coaches were making, comments that Ryan Day himself was making about Julian Sayin's progress as a thrower. He was the chosen one, if you will, down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, by Nick Saban before his retirement. And then, of course, Julian falls into the lap of Ryan Day in Ohio State when Saban decided to retire. And so he got a full year of development in Columbus under Ryan Day. He was always going to be the starter unless he fell flat on his face. Hats off to Lincoln Keenholz. Apparently, it really truly was a very close competition. He has developed immensely since we last saw him a couple seasons ago in the Cotton Bowl against Missouri when he looked just completely out of place. Apparently, he is going to at some point play this season. That is what Ryan Day has told him. That is what he believes, apparently, that he is going to have to lead this team to a victory at some point in 2025. We will see if that indeed is the case. Let's hope that it's not because Julian Sayin is underachieving or is not up to par as a starting quarterback. Ryan Day mentioned some things, but I'm going to play an audio clip for you that I want to dissect and I want to talk about this morning that I think answers the question, why was Julian Sayin chosen to be the starting quarterback? If you believed all along that Julian Sayin was going to be the quarterback, let me know in the comment section below with of course I believed yes. I was on Team Julian the whole time. Also, let me know what nickname you want to give Julian Sayin this year for the OHIO podcast. So far, King Julian seems to be the one everybody's leaning to. I guess that's a Madagascar cartoon or something like that. Not hip to the jive on that these days, but I kind of like just saying. But I'm just saying. Anyways, here is Ryan Day's press conference. This is the reason why I believe Julian Sayin was chosen to lead this team in 2025.
But what did you learn about him as a quarterback and as a leader?
Smart, poise, has good composure, can see it, has good timing, and has really built command and confidence as time has gone on. And so, you see the traits, you see the accuracy, you see the ball getting out of his hand quickly, but the ability to run the offense, get us into the right play, make good decisions, throw it away when we need to, and ultimately take care of the football. But he can fit the ball into tight spaces when he needs to. He's got a good feel for the pocket, and so all of those things, were areas that we recognized that he's taken steps forward here during the preseason.
Did you catch that? He can see it. Not Ryan Day, I can see the vision as him as quarterback, but no, Julian can see it. He can see the offense. He can visualize and understand what Ryan is trying to do within the confines of the Ohio State offense. It's next level thinking. It's I see the defense reading here. We're going to go here, but we're going to set them up for later in the game to go here. It's three-dimensional chess. It's having the ability to build off oneself within the course of a game that Ryan Day, I believe, understands that this is going to be a special kid. Yes, the arm talent is there, the quick release is there, all the skills, the talent that you need to have in order to be a championship level quarterback. Yes, that's all there, and it is continuing to develop. But one thing you can't teach is if you just have it or you don't. And apparently, Ryan Day believes he's got it because he can see it. I love it. It's next level stuff here, guys. Later on in this press conference, he talked about how, some quarterbacks are good, but you want to go from good to great. And then the great ones are able then to take it even another level and become professionals. Um, he believes he can be great. Can he be a pro? Obviously, that's what this whole next 3 years of development is going to be, or 2 years of development for Julian. Outside of winning games in Columbus, Ohio, is developing into a pro at the position, and one day leading an NFL team to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl. So up first is Texas, and we're going to see right away from the get what he's got. Now, Ryan Day also equated this to a similar situation that happened back in 2021. That was the redshirt freshman season of one C.J. Stroud. That is rookie of the year quarterback C.J. Stroud for the Houston Texans, mind you. And he kind of looked at this and said, yeah, there was a day in the shoe when we lost to Oregon, but he threw for 400 yards. And I knew then that he was going to be special, even though a lot of people were calling for McCord to get a start, which he did against Akron and looked awful. And we quickly went back to C.J. Stroud, who apparently had a injury at the time, and then the rest was history. C.J. Stroud went on to have a record-setting career at Ohio State throwing the football. Obviously, this is a similar situation in the sense that Julian Sayin is that type of arm talent, that type of intelligence as a quarterback to C.J. Stroud. The difference is you don't get a Minnesota here to cut your teeth before you play the Oregon. You're going up against Texas in game one, and Ryan Day has been throwing a lot of things at Julian in order to get him ready for this game. And so we're going to find out right away if Julian Sayin is built for this or not. The worst thing that can happen is he goes out there and falls flat on his face. We want a close game. We want to see some success from him, obviously. Don't make the big mistake, i.e. turning the football over, throwing a big pick. Throwing an interception is going to be okay, but it can't be a bad one. It's got to be a good one, on a deep ball or something when you have a lead, as opposed to trying to fight from behind by 3 points or 7 points, and you throw one in your own side of the 50 and you give the game away to Texas, that type of thing. Or getting sacked and fumbling and letting the defensive end run 80 plus yards or whatever it was for basically the icing of the cake to win the game. Sorry if that hurt Texas fans. You don't want to do those things, obviously. So we are going to see right away if Julian Sayin is exactly what Ryan Day said he was right there, and as to why he chose Julian Sayin to be that quarterback. Let us know what you think about what we think down in the comments section below. Why do you think Ryan Day chose Julian Sayin to be the starting quarterback against Texas? We want to know what you think down in the comments section below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We've got great content all day, every day here at the OHIO podcast. I haven't done this in a while. Revelation 21:5. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. Just like we have a new starting quarterback, you too can have a new life in Jesus Christ. Just seek him out. And I hope you do. Till next time, be kind one another, eyes of someone's OH, sing Carmen, Ohio with all your heart. Till next time.